Welcome dear students. Today we will be discussing about relational algebra, and relational algebra is one of the very important concepts when we talk about the DBMS course, right. So, when we talk about relational algebra, we will start with the basics of relational algebra. As you can see, it says that relational algebra is a procedural query language, right. So, what does a procedural query language means? It means that along with what data is to be extracted from the database, we are also specifying that how that data is going to be extracted, right. It is relational algebra is not only capable of operations related to data updation or operations related to information retrieval, but it also takes care of those operations which are concerned with different type of data updation, like modification of data, like inserting new data, deleting obsolete data. So, relation algebra is a complete package where we are going to talk about how the data is going to be extracted and what information we want to get from the database. So, this is the basic idea about relational algebra. Now, to start with the concept of relational algebra, we will start with the basic operations. So, you can see the first and the most important basic operation is the select operation, right. Now, select operation basically works at the tuple level. That means, we are selecting the data which we want to give to the user, right. Let us say we want to find the those students from a database of students who have qualified or who have passed the exam with more than 75% of marks. So, what we are going to do is we are going to select certain tuples. In that case, we will be using the select operation. So, this is always at the level of tuples. This is very important. Selection is always at the level of tuples. Next, we have the projection operator. Projection operator is always at the level of the attributes, right. So, whenever we want to select certain attributes from the database, let us say we are having an employee database, and from the employee database we just need the employee number and the employee name. In that case, we will be using the projection operation. After these operations, the select and the projection operation, which are two major operations, and in most of the relational algebra that we are going to write, we will see how we are using both these operations, right. Next, we have the set union operation. Union, we all know that union is basically merging two relations together. So, if we are having a relation R and a relation S, so we are going to merge it into a new relation Z, let us say. So, for that we will be using the union operation. We have the set difference operation, in which if we write something like R minus S. So, it will give you those tuples which are there in R, which are there in S, but they are not there in R. So, we will see how these operations are implemented, and how we are actually going to use them for information retrieval. Then we have a Cartesian product. Cartesian product is basically like a large merging of two different relations, right. And the rename operation, where we have to compare the same database. That means, if we are having a relation R, we are going to compare the relation R with itself. In that case, we will be using the rename operation. So, these are the basic operations. Apart from that, we have some additional operations. So, you can see the additional operation, the set intersection operation. Why we call it the intersection operation as an additional operation? Because it is an extension of the set difference operation, right. It is an extension of the set difference operation. So, we do not keep it into the basic category, we keep it into the additional category. Then we have the natural join. We all know about joins, where we are going to join one relation with another based on some key, right. That can be a primary key or some other combination of key. So, based on those keys we use the join operation. Under the join we have one more category which is known as the theta join, right. After that we have the divide operation and the assignment operation, where we are going to assign the value of one relation, assign all the tuples available in one relation to another relation. Apart from that, we have a set of extended relational algebra operation. These are like, we have the generalized projection, we have the aggregate function. Aggregate function is denoted something like this, right. It is not a G exactly. So, we denote it with this symbol. Then we have the outer join, the left outer join, the right outer join and the full outer join. So, we will take some examples and see how these basic operations are used, right. So, let us move into the operations. Okay. So, coming to the first operation, which was your select operation, and I told you the select operation always works at the level of the tuples, right. So, this is how we define it, right. This is how we define a select operation, right. So, what is this R? This R is your relation, this R is your relation, right. And what is this P? This P is the predicate, right. So, this predicate will involve other things, like it will be attributes from the schema, right. Attributes from the schema are, then it will have some literals, it will have some comparison operators like less than, greater than, then less than, equal to, greater than, equal to and not equal to. It may have these comparison operators, right. Then we have some logical operators like and, or, not. So, this predicate P may hold all these things, right. Now, before we get into the example of how the relational algebra works with the selection operator, we need to understand that degree of the resultant relation. Now, what is the degree? Degree means the attribute set, right. So, the degree of the, so this degree is identifying the attribute set, right. So, the degree of the resultant relation will be equal to the degree of the argument relation R. That means, whatever the result you are getting, the number of attributes will remain same that was there in the parent relation, right. So, the degree does not change when we apply a select operation, but the cardinality. Now, when we talk about cardinality, what is cardinality? Cardinality is at the level of the tuples. So, when we talk about cardinality, the cardinality of the resultant database reduces, right, when we compare it with the parent database. So, the number of tuples will reduce when we are going to use a select projection. Now, let us take an example very quickly and see how it is going to work. Let us take a database, employee database. So, this is a schema that I am specifying to you. Let us say we are having employee number, then we are having employee name, right, followed by employee city. So, I am using shortcuts, employee city, employee street, then followed by salary and the department number where the employee is working. So, this is the first schema that I have specified. Now, let us come to the next relation, department, right, and see what will be the schema of the department. It is like your department ID, right, then we have the department name, right. I am writing the schema because I will be using this schema in the further operations also, right. Then we have the department city followed by the total salary of the department. right. So, this is the schema. Now, I am taking a very simple question that we will be solving using the select operator, right. Now, what is this question? It says get information of those students, or let us because we are talking about the employee and the department, let us keep it employee. Get information about those employees of department number 3 who are drawing salary more than 25,000. So, what are the conditions specified? The condition specified is, first thing, the employees who are working in department number 3 and the employees who are drawing more than 25,000 of salary. So, how we are going to write? Right, the select operation followed by the condition, because it is talking about the department number 3. So, we are using the department number, right, we are using the department number, right. So, department number of the employee zero 03 and salary. So, this is the next thing that we are using, salary is greater than 25,000, right. On which table? On which relation? On the relation employee. So, in bracket we will specify employee. So, this is an example of how we are going to implement this relational algebra using a simple select operation. So, this is very simple. We have selected the department number, right, that was 3, and this is the AND operation, salary which is greater than 25,000 on the table or on the relation employee, right. So, this was a basic example of relational algebra. Let us move to the next operation. Okay. Now, let us come to the project operation. Now, what is project? I told you project always works at the level of the attributes. So, what does that mean? It means that we are going to reduce the number of attributes that we are going to have in the relation, right. So, what does it say? It says that the project operation, which is denoted by this symbol, this is what we use for project, right, and then S in bracket R, again R is the relation, right, and this S is a subset of that particular relation. That means, if there is a relation like in the previous slide we saw that I had taken one schema where we had the employee details, the employee number, the employee ID, the employee name, the employee city. So, if I want to only extract the employee name from the table. So, what we are going to define, this S is going to be that employee name, right, that I want to extract. So, this is how we define it. Before moving with the example, one important thing is, whenever we apply the project operation, any duplicate tuples, if there are duplicate tuples, they are automatically removed from the resultant relation, right. The degree will be less than equal to the degree of your parent database, because the degree is the set of attributes, right. So, the number of attributes, because we are selecting a certain set of attributes, obviously the number of attributes will reduce. Cardinality can be less than equal to the cardinality of the parent database, right, but that depends. If we are including a key from the parent database, then only the cardinality will be equal to the cardinality of the parent database. So, if there is a key that we are including from the relation R, right. Now, again let us take an example and see how the projection operation works. It says, let us say get we are taking the same example that we did in the previous slide. Let us say get the employee ID and the employee city of all employees, right. So, what we need to do is we need to find out the employee ID and employee city of all the employees for a particular department, right. So, how we are going to write it? We will write projection employee ID comma employee city, right, and in bracket employee. That means, it is going to select these two attributes from the employee relation. So, this what it has done? It has selected the employee ID and the employee city of all the employees. Let us say now there is one more query which says get the department name of those department which has total salary more than 1 lakh rupees, right. So, we need to find the department name of the departments where the total salary of the employees is more than 1 lakh rupees. How we are going to write it? Again simple projection, the department name we are going to use this time, where now this is a combination of projection and selection that we are going to use, right. So, now we are selecting where total salary is greater than, because we are talking about 1 lakh rupees. So, greater than 1 lakh rupees on which table? On the department table. So, this is how we use a combination of selection and projection. So, these were the two main important operations. Let us move to the next set of operations. Okay. Now, this is known as the set union operation, right, where we are going to basically combine two different relations, and there are certain things that we need to take care before we start with the set union operation. It says that the set union operation between two relations R and S, right, is a binary operation that takes two arguments. Now, what are these arguments? The relations, the relation R and the relation S, right, as input and produces a single resultant relation. So, we are going to take input as two relations and the output is going to be a single relation, which is the union of the set of tuples of two arguments. Obviously, because it is a union operation, we are taking two inputs, two relations, and we are joining them, and one resultant we are getting, right. Okay. Very important, duplicate tuples are automatically eliminated. So, whenever, remember, whenever we are going for a projection or a set union, the duplicate tuples are automatically removed, right, from the result. This implies that the tuples will appear in R union S if T exists in S or in R or in S or in both R and S, right. So, we are going to get a tuple into our resultant table if it is there in R or it is there in S or it is there in both the relations, right. Now, very important, the degree has to be same, the degree of both the relations have to be same. So, you can see the degree, whenever we talk about the degree of R union S, it is equal to the degree of R and it is equal to the degree of S, right. So, this is what we need to take care of. Obviously, the cardinality is going to be the cardinality of R plus the cardinality of S minus the cardinality of the intersection, that means the duplicate tuples are removed, right. So, this is your set union operation. Moving quickly to the next set. Okay. We have the set difference. Now, set difference is basically a particular tuple which is there in R, but it is not there in S. So, we are going to find the difference between these two relations. So, it says that the set difference operation R minus S between two relations R and S produces a relation with tuples which are there in R, but not there in S, right. Again, when we talk about the degree of R minus S is degree of R, which should be equal to the degree of S. The degree should be same. And when we talk about the cardinality is the difference between the cardinality of R and S, right. Now, when we talk about the Cartesian product is again a product of two relations R comma S, right, and which produces a combination of two relations, right. So, we will be implementing Cartesian products in queries when we will require a combination of two relations, right. Similarly, we have the rename operation. A rename operation is used whenever we are going to rename a particular relation and we want it to convert into a different relation with a different name. Everything remains the same, the tuples remains the same, the attributes remain the same, only the name changes of the relation, right. Then we have set intersection. Set intersection is very simple, finding out the common tuples between two relations, but again the degree has to be same. Natural join, we have already seen. Using natural join, what we can do is we can combine two different relations based on a particular key, right. And lastly, we have the assignment operation. What is assignment operation? Is when we are assigning a particular relation or we are assigning the value of a particular relation to another relation, right, and it is done by using this particular symbol, that is a arrow, right. So, if we say make this particular statement, it means that we are assigning the value of S into the relation R. So, this is how we talk about the basic algebra, the basic relational algebra. These are the basic tools or basic operations that we use for implementing queries in relational algebra, and you need to practice queries to understand these operations better. Okay. So, before I end with my presentation, I would like to summarize the complete thing that we have gone through, right, and I will take up a little bit of queries in between, so that I can make you understand better, right. Now, first thing that we use very frequently in your relational algebra is your Cartesian product. So, before I move with the rest of the operations, I would like to show you how Cartesian product actually works, right. Let us say we are having a table, let us say it is a loan number and account number, right, and we are having the let us make it loan number A1, B1, C1, and the account number attached with it is 01, 02, 003, right. And let us have another let us say relation, let us call it the this was your deposit table, and let us have a loan table, and in loan table let us have V1 R1 as the loan number, right, and the account number as 007 and 008, right. So, taking these two relation, if I want to summarize the complete thing, right, we have already seen how the select operation works. If I want to find out those basically deposit number where the account number is 003, right. In that case we are going to use the select operation. If I only want to find out the account number of all the depositors in the bank, I am going to use the project operation. Now, if I want to find out that I want to combine both the tables, in that case this combination is not possible, union operation is not possible, because this degree and this degree are different, right. But when we talk about Cartesian, you will see that we use Cartesian very frequently. In that case what will happen? We will have this particular table, we will have A1 001, V1 007, then again we will have A1 for 001, R1 for 008, then we will have B1 with 002, then again V1 for 007, then again R1 with 008, and this will remain the same, and this will continue till we combine or mix up all the entries in both the tables. So, this is how we use the Cartesian product. A Cartesian product is a very useful product where we need to find out the different type of if I have a query something like that, find the customers who have a account in all the branches of a particular bank in Noida. In that case we need the Cartesian product, right. And similarly, to end with the last operation that we have defined over here, we are going to use the assignment operation, where we are going to assign the value of one relation into the another relation. So, I have already shown you, if we are having something like this, so it is going to be like assignment of the values that we are storing in the relation S into a new relation R. So, with this I wind up your relational algebra topic, and you need to practice lot of queries to understand the basic implementation of this relational algebra. I am thankful to all my students for hearing this session. Thank you.